Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you again for joining me. Today I have the controversial palette by Anastatia Beverly, the Subculture palette. Now, to be quite honest, I wasn't planning on buying this palette. I think it is very, very beautiful, but for some reason, I just wasn't running out the store or getting on the computer trying to order it. But there's so much talk about this palette. I see pigment flying everywhere. I see brushes being dug into it that I just had to see for myself what the heck was going on. So I did get this the other day. I have been kind of playing with it. I do see what people are saying about it. I mean, the colors are so pigmented, and like right now I actually have a mess on my desk from it. But you know what? I'm digging into this right now, and I don't really see a ton of shadow flying everywhere unless I really go into it and like dig in. Now, I'm going to show you another color. Man, I'm going to have to clean some brushes tonight. I barely touched this one, and color just kind of trickles down from it. Like it does. I'm barely touching it. Look at that. So I do see what is going on, because there is like, I have like a hot mess on my desk and my table is white. So I do see what's going on, but I also have to bring this up. I love my Mario palette. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love Mario. He's like one of my favorite makeup artists in the whole world. But I do have to point this out on my Mario palette. If I do the same thing here, I get a lot of fallout here too. Or this one right here. So look at that. I am kind of getting a mess. So yes, that palette, the Subculture, is a little bit insane because some of those colors, I barely tap it and there's flare up everywhere. But there are other palettes out there that do the exact same thing. So, you know, it's not just that palette. I mean, my Naked palettes, they're a hot mess. I mean, I love them, but I can't trust to leave that palette alone because I get so much fallout on the face when I'm gone that I get people actually complaining that there's a little bit too much fallout, you know, so I don't trust those palettes. I have to remove them from my makeup kit. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, it still is a really pretty palette. I mean, you can remedy, you know, the fallout, you know, like put your foundation on after you have applied your eyes. I mean, that is the, I've been using this for, you know, a couple days, and it's not like I get all this crazy fallout like some of my other palettes that nobody's talking about what they do. Is that bad? But you know, that's what I have to say. It is a little, some of these colors are a little patchy. Like I'm one of those that goes over my eyeshadow with my finger just to blend it out. And I blended the color right off. But then I don't have that issue with some of the other colors in here. But you know what? There's also another fix for that. The Quick Fix, you know, by MAC. It stayed on all day long. So I just wanted to put that out there. If, you know, if you do want to keep this palette, because I am going to keep it. I really do love it a lot. The colors are gorgeous. So there are fixes for it. It's not like you're going to be walking around, you're going to have all this fallout all over the place, you know. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So now let's just go ahead and do like a little, you know, quick little eyeshadow detail with this lovely, messy, controversial palette. All right, so the first thing, let me see if I have any brushes left that I could actually apply makeup with. All right, so the first one I'm going to go into is Roxy. And the Roxy is one of the colors that you barely tap it and you get all this fallout. But what I love about it is because I'm very light-handed. I'm not one of those artists that puts a ton. Like I like to build the coloring. For videos, it's perfect for me because I barely touch it and I get a ton of product on my brush and onto my eyeballs. So this is a really pretty color. Now another thing, since this is highly pigmented, make sure to, I like to go into my hand or a tissue to take off the excess, because sometimes, oh my, it's really falling. Sometimes tapping it is not enough. It might be in this case though, because this palette is just crazy. So I'm just gonna blend that as my transition. See how I like to go in with my finger? I just got some dark colors on there because this palette is making a mess. Go in there and just apply. Now, I'm thinking with this palette, you kind of have to dab the color on there, because I'm noticing that when I go back and forth as like my little window wiper, the color starts to fade on this palette. So just dab it. There it goes. All right, so the next color I'm going to use, man, there's a mess here, is Fudge. There's not as much fallout on Fudge, by the way, but that Roxy color, ooh, tons. I'm gonna go in the outer corner of my eye and just bring it in. Now again, some of these colors are very blendable and some are not. But I don't know if it's because sometimes when I really don't have intentions of buying a palette and then I buy it, it turns into like one that I really love. So love it or hate it, I'm gonna make this palette work for me. Okay, I'm just add a little bit more. You know I'm freaking blind, so I'm doing this. I might as well do this in the dark. All right, and now I'm going to go in with this really pretty color, Adorn. And I'm going to use that on, I'm going to apply that with my finger. That is so pretty. This might be another finger palette. This color is just really, really crazy velvety. So definitely, I think this is definitely one of those colors that you apply with your finger, because not only does it feel very velvety, it has this weird texture, like it's almost like a little wet or something. And it applies, when I'm packing that in with my finger, it's just kind of really rich and heavy. All right, now I'm gonna get one of my little bitty brushes, and I am gonna put like a quick fix on there because I have foundation on. I don't want to make a hot mess underneath. I'm gonna go back in there with Fudge, and I'm gonna lightly pack that color in. And I'm gonna focus on the outer corner for it to be a little darker. And just kind of bring the excess into the inner corners of my eye. Let me get a little mirror. I can't see jack. Okay, I'm going to go in again. Like, this is a perfect palette for me, because when I'm doing my videos, sometimes I look back, I'm like, well, that didn't have enough pigment because I didn't really go to town with that color. I definitely don't have that problem with this palette. All right. So now I'm going to go in with Rowdy, this color right here. See, that one is not being crazy. See, when you wet the brush, and I'm going to go in at the outer corner, and then I'm going to go into my liner, and I'm just going to kind of put that on the liner just to smoke it out a little bit. When you go in with the quick fix, there's really no problems with the fallout on this palette. Just to let you know. And just drag that color. I always focus the darker on the outer edge, and then I kind of get the rest and just kind of blend it in, so it's just really nice and soft. All right, I'm gonna go in again. Oh, tons of pigment. And I'm going to go in with my fudge again. And I'm going to pack that right at the end. You gotta pack this palette because it turns into a hot mess. See, as I'm trying to like window wipe, go back and forth, and the color just kind of starts disappearing on me. So you just have to pack it. Alright, so now I'm going to go with the small little brush. That's not it. I'll use this one. And I'm going to go in to adorn again. I'm going to go into the inner corners of my eyeballs. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and apply glue to my lashes. If I could get the glue out. Yeah, I kind of feel bad for this little palette that everybody's hating on because it is a little bit of a hot mess, but it's pretty. And there's no perfect palette out there. Why is this not coming out? The heck? I got so much crap up here. I can't see anything. No, I bet you anything is gonna squirt out. This is why I don't like to do my lashes online because it starts getting a little cuckoo. Or my scissors. See, this is what I have to do now. Ah! Everywhere. Alright. Everywhere, went everywhere. So I'm gonna apply my lashes. So next time when I do a video, you're gonna see me with my lashes on already when I do eyeshadow work because I don't edit my videos. I kind of like you seeing me make all kinds of crazy mistakes. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply my lashes, which normally I like to wait a little bit until they get a little bit tacky, but because my glue was misbehaving, I'm just gonna slap them back on, or slap them on. Alrighty then. Oh my gosh, I was able to do it. I'm so proud of myself. Oh. Alright, so I'm going to go into my palette again. And you know that I'm one of those that I like to kind of mess around with it. And then I'm done. I kind of go back and forth because I like to see where you know, when I put the lashes on, sometimes you kind of have to adjust where you put your eyeshadow. This is turning into like kind of like a bronzy look is what I'm thinking. Where are my brushes? Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with fudge. I always go for like these neutral colors too, and we're gonna be like sexy smoky here. And I'm going to start dragging that color underneath, and then I'm just going to blend it out. That lash is stuck everywhere. Sexy smoky, sexy smoky. Now if you're going to a club or anything like that, this will be a look that you would do. Alright, so and now I'm going to go in. What am I going to go in with? I'm trying to find the eyeliner, and I have like a ton of them, but they're all liquid. Here we go. I'm going to go in with the black liner, and I'm going to go inside my waterline. Now this is going to make everything a little bit more dramatic. And what I like to do when I go into my waterline, I like to dig it right into my eyelashes because that's going to make it stay. See how I'm just kind of digging in there? And it's just going to be really nice and dramatic. Dig. And then you go to town with your mascara on your lower lashes. All right. Then I'll have glue all over the place. Now, I'm going to go back in there with Adorn. I think the only color I'm not excited about is electric, because every time I try to play with it, it doesn't do anything. I think that's the only one that doesn't do anything. It just, well, with me, I have to, look, I got glue everywhere. So let me wipe my hands really quick because I'm going to make a hot mess. This video is a hot mess is what I'm thinking. All right, so I'm going to go in with Adorn with my finger. And I'm going to go back in there and press more of that color in there just to make sure you can see it. And that is it. That is my super smoky look with this palette that I love, but it's a mess. It is a mess, but I love it. So anyway, give this video a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I'll see you again for my next video, maybe tomorrow. Bye!